Hello, everyone, once again. This is Rob. Welcome back to Media Awareness. Before I continue, a reminder the fundraiser continues. For those of you new to my channel or unaware, I am a disabled individual and I use a motorized wheelchair/scooter all day, every day for my independence, and I need your help. My insurance will not cover anything with regard to my scooter as they view it as a quote luxury item end quote. Despite the fact that I am unable to walk whatsoever, in addition to being unable to use any other type of scooter or power chair, or even a standard wheelchair for that matter, as I only have limited dexterity in one hand. In addition to that, I do not have a backup scooter or wheelchair to rely on at the current time. So if my scooter should malfunction, as it has in the past, I will yet again be a fish out of the water, a scenario I want to avoid at all costs. With that stated, below the title of this video in the description below, as well as in a separate section below the information pertaining to this video, you will find a spot fund link. It is a fundraiser. It's easy to contribute. It takes a few seconds, and any and all help is welcome. I cannot stress that enough. Even $5 or $10 can make all the difference in the world, and you can even contribute anonymously. The purpose of the fundraiser is to both assist me with the ongoing refurbishing of my existing scooter, as well as to help me save for the purchase of a new scooter. I arrived at these conclusions following a malfunction that disabled the battery charging mechanism and it needed replacement. And for roughly 2 weeks, I needed to be pushed around my own home by family and friends, which severely limited my independence. However, it was that long overdue wake up call that I need a backup plan, and the backup plan is to have a brand new scooter to use moment to moment, day to day, every day, and my existing scooter completely refurbished, waiting in the wings to be used at a moment's notice if necessary, when necessary. Additionally, my wheelchair van is inoperative whatsoever. It has been deemed as unrepairable, and therefore I'm saving for a new wheelchair van as well. So any and all help is welcome. And I do want to extend a gracious thanks to those who have contributed thus far, in addition to those who plan on contributing, as your contributions have and will make a world of difference in my life. Thank you all. I love you all. If you're not yet subscribed to Media Awareness, my channel, please consider subscribing and becoming part of the Media Awareness family. I'd love to have you. Additionally, if you do subscribe, please be sure to click the bell icon. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, much like this one. So this is a first reaction to Yes, the Ancient Giants Under the Sun, a single edit, and this is to be featured on the Tales from Topographic Oceans Super Deluxe Edition, which is being released, and it contains a plethora of CDs, LPs, and a Dolby Atmos mix of the album along with 5.1 surround by Steven Wilson. And it's a kind of a confusing description that's in this video description, because it says the title of the track it has it as The Ancient Giants Under the Sun, single edit, but then below that in the description it says you're watching the Remembering, single edit. So that's confusing to me. I don't know if that's confusing to you or not, but I'm going to go ahead and do this as a first reaction. Just as a point of reference, and Yes is one of my favorite classic progressive rock bands. of all time. And I've been a fan for a very long time. Uh, Tales from Topographic Oceans has always been one of my favorite Yes albums. I know for a lot of people it's very polarizing. For me, it really connected and resonated with me. So, um, although I will not be uh, actively seeking out this Super Deluxe Edition, it will be on the Amazon Media Awareness wish list at some point soon. So if you'd like me to do a review of that, it will be there. However, I will not be purchasing it as it is beyond scope in terms of price range. Um, that being said, it does contain a lot of material. I can't imagine what is on the, I think, 12 CDs. Um, I, I just can't imagine that. Um, Plus the Blu-ray and LPs and just a lot of stuff. With all my reaction videos, you'll find this link below in the description. I do this because the musicians and bands who create this music for us, the fans, do so with the utmost creativity and integrity, and they deserve all the credit in the world for their hard work. So always click on those links. In this case, the link will take you directly to the official Yes YouTube page and the official video for this track, the and the ancient giants under the sun, and this particular album also marks the um, studio debut of Alan White as part of Yes. Of course, he did play on the Close to the Edge tour following Bill Bruford's departure, um, but his first studio album was Tales from Topographic Oceans. The lineup for this album is, of course, Sean Anderson on lead vocals, um, Rick Wakeman on keyboards, Alan White on drums, Chris Squire on bass guitar, and Steve Howe on guitar. And it's probably the most well known lineup of Yes, um, but um, this album, like I said, is a very polarizing album for fans. So let's see what this single edit has to offer. Um, as us as fans, and I'll be back following the ancient giants under the sun um, with my assessment.
So the power and creativity of life wove its web face to face with the shallow, and their gods sought out and conquered. Do the leaves of green stay greener through the autumn? Does the color of the sun turn crimson white? Does a shadow come between us in the winter? Is the movement really light? one shall know the secret and can say it. Or does it all come out alone without you? Alone without you. Alone without you. Where does reason stop and killing just take over? Does a lamb cry out before we shoot it dead? Are there many more in comfort understanding? Is the movement in the head? And I heard a million voices singing, acting to the story that they had heard about. Does one child know the secret and can say it? Or does it all come out alone without you? Alone without you. Alone without you.
So there you have, yes, with the Ancient Giants Under the Sun single edit um, from the upcoming release of the Tales from Topographic Oceans Super Deluxe Edition, featuring 12 CDs, 2 LPs, a Blu-ray, and tons of other stuff. Um, let's talk about this track. It was beautifully put together. I know that when they were recording the Tales album, reportedly there was a lot of material recorded that wasn't used. There was also a lot of material that was put in uh, to pad out the album itself in terms of filler. And I know depending on which guest member you refer to, some refer to it as a masterpiece, others not so much. Like I said, for me, it's one of my favorite classic Yes albums, and it marks the studio debut of Alan White on drums, and alongside Yes alumni Chris Squire on bass guitar, John Anderson on lead vocals, Steve Howe on guitar, and of course Rick Wakeman on keyboards. This particular track, we didn't really get to hear Alan White, per se, but it was a very tranquil and well done track. Um, I've never been a fan of single edits of classic progressive rock tracks. I've always felt that they really sort of shortchange the audience of the overall scope of uh, the actual piece itself. It's sort of like getting a copy of the Iliad or the Odyssey in Cliff Note format, in my opinion. And I'd rather read the entire books as opposed to um, the Cliff Notes version. That's me. You might not be the same. Your attention span might be a lot shorter, as many people are these days. So, single edits might be more to your taste. I've just never been a fan of them. It depends on the band. I feel that a lot of more contemporary progressive rock acts can do single edits more efficiently. The music seems to be more tailored to be in that fashion. This was a very well done single edit of this track, and I have my uh, standard deluxe 2 disc edition of Tales from Topographic Oceans. Um, it's the remastered version. I don't recall which remastered version it is. I believe it might be the 2014 remaster. I could be mistaken on the date for that. Um, it does feature, I believe, 2 bonus tracks, but this new set has a plethora of material, as I stated prior to my reaction video, and I have to say this really sounded nice. John's voice sounded very powerful and very untampered with in terms of processing and or overdubs. It sounded very clean, very nice, as did the Steve Howe guitar accompaniment and the little keyboard flourishes that we heard, uh, compliments of Rick. Um, Ideally, I'd love to see a Super Deluxe edition of Relayer myself. That would include um, the QPR concert um, remastered and um, remixed. Um, and we were supposed to get that Relayer edition a few years ago, but it was held back um, for reasons unknown to me at least. And it really kind of made me sad as Relayer was the first classic Yes album I ever owned. I had it on cassette. Actually got it down in Cape May back in 1991, I believe. Um, I could be mistaken on it, but I think that's accurate. It was my second Yes purchase. My first was of course, the Union CD, which I know is very divisive amongst Yes fans, and a lot of you don't consider that to be Yes proper. However, uh, that being my first introduction to Yes, I do covet that album. And I acknowledge it is a flawed album, but it's still one of my favorite to revisit. And I think it's an album that aged a lot better than some of the other work that was done at the time. But I digress. Tales from Topographic Oceans was a landmark album when it was released, and the tour initially saw the band performing the entire album live with an encore of, I believe, 1 or 2 tracks, um, as Tales from Topographic Oceans itself was a long piece to perform. And they had a massive stage uh, set up and lots of uh, mishaps, of course, with that tour as well, which are well noted and well um, uh, talked about, um, including a malfunction of a dome over the drum kit, which nearly suffocated Alan White on stage. Um, Fortunately, they were able to rectify that, but it would have been nice to have had a full concert of the initial run of them performing the whole album um, as a visual representation of that time frame. I don't think we're getting that though with the Super Deluxe Edition. It did not allude to that whatsoever. It just said material from the tour itself in the description for this track, and of course the 12 CDs, 2 LPs, and Blu-ray as well, which contains the original mix, a remaster mix, and like I said prior, the Dolby Atmos version from Stephen Wilson, as well as uh, 5.1 surround sound. Um, I'd be happy, honestly, with the Stephen Wilson remixes by themselves on CD. That would make me happy. I know they're out there. I know that they were put out in limited form. I have a few of them on the Amazon Media Awareness wish list, way down there. Um, on the list itself. I put them on there some time ago. But Tales from Topographic Oceans also, in my opinion, features some of the best artwork from Roger Dean ever to be seen. So that's something else to actually, really get this album for is the artwork itself, as it is gorgeous to behold, and it's gorgeous to look at while listening to the album itself as a whole. This is Rob with Media Awareness, and don't forget the fundraiser continues, and the and all help is welcome is at a standstill, and I really, really need to get the ball rolling in terms of the ongoing refurbishing of my existing scooter, purchase of a new scooter, and starting to build a cash base for a new wheelchair van as well. So there is a lot going on, a lot that I need your help with. So please do what you can. If you've already contributed, thank you very much. And please share my video, like and share, and comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this new Super Deluxe edition of Tales from Topographic Oceans. I know last year we had a Super Deluxe edition of Close to the Edge, which is debatably one of my other favorite classic Yes albums as well. Um, but I never actually got that edition of it. I was content with my CD version of it, which I acquired some years ago. Um, it is a remaster remix version of the original mix, um, so it does sound very good. Uh, I would ideally love to own the Stephen Wilson mix of that, as well as the Stephen Wilson mix of Relayer, as it was, like I said, my first classic Yes album that I ever owned, um, albeit at that point in time on cassette, um, from a small shop in Cape May back in 1991. And for those of you watching overseas, Cape May is a little um, seaside tourist attraction um, that is near Wildwood, New Jersey, in the United States on the East Coast. And it's a beautiful place to visit as far as sightseeing goes, for Cape May, that is. Um, and I can appreciate it now more as an adult than as a child, way back in the day when I was dragged there forcefully. It was never a fun place to go. There wasn't a lot for kids. As I get older, though, I was able to appreciate it more. And now that I'm 54 years old, I can appreciate it even more. So, yes, there you have it. Yes, the ancient Giants Under the Sun, single edit. Check it out. Click the link below. You can also click the link below and you can access the full description for the track, which gives you a listing of what the Super Deluxe Edition contains. And you can pre order right there from the link as well. So you can do that, or you can pre-order from whatever site you tend to obtain your music from. It's your choice. I will see you all again soon. Have a wonderful morning, noon, or night wherever you are. Take care. Bye.